All right, now the requirement of scenario one from um, March, June 2021 exams. So let us look at the requirement first. Requirement B that I mean, right? And what it's saying, all that defined benefit and defined contribution pension scheme should be accounted for in the year ended 31st December 2005. 10 marks available straight away. Wow. These are now exhibit 3 is relevant for this part. Columbia Company has for many years operated a defined benefit pension scheme. At 1st January 2005, the fair value of the pension scheme assets were estimated to be 260 million and the present value of the pension scheme liabilities were 200 million. The total of the present value of future refunds and reductions in the future contribution asset selling was 20 million at 1 January 2005. I mean, 1st January 2005. Okay. This table provides details of the scheme for the year ended 31st December X5 when there was a curtailment to the scheme. Okay. Discount rate on good quality corporate bonds, 5%. Current service cost 30. Cash contributions till the date was 21. Benefits paid during the year was 25. Scheme curtailment 31st December at 528 and payment to employees the settlement for curtailment is 16. So at 31st December 2005, the fair value of the pension scheme asset were estimated to be 242 million and the present value of the pension scheme liabilities were 195 million. The total of the present value of future refunds and reductions in the future contributions asset selling was 25 million at 31st December 2005. The Columbia Company intends all new employees to be offered a defined contribution rather than a defined benefit pension scheme. Contribution of 0.5 million were paid into a defined contribution scheme for new employees over the last 3 months of the year. Right. So just a second now. Let me open the screen over here. Yes. And now let's start drafting the answer for this final part of the question. Now, B part. Where a defined benefit pension scheme is in surplus IS 19 requires the surplus to be measured as the lower of the surplus in the plan, the present value of the economic benefits, in the form of refunds from the plan or reduction in the future combination known as the asset ceiling at 1st January 2005 at 1st January 2005. So at 1st January 2005, the surplus of the scheme is $60 million. That is how we get you 60 minus 200. But the asset ceiling is only $20 million. So that defines pension asset would have been restricted to $20 million. Interest on the opening asset would therefore be adjusted and only 20 million into 5% will get 1 million. Interest income will be recorded. And profit or loss for the year. The cash contribution of $21 million should be added to the scheme asset. Benefit paid of 25 million. Are deducted from both the scheme asset and the scheme liabilities, and the current service cost of 30 million is charged to profit or loss. IS 19 states that an entity must first determine any past service cost arising from a gain or loss on settlement without considering the effect on the asset ceiling. Again, therefore, should be recognized in profit or loss of Columbia Company on the settlement equal to 12 million, that is 28 million minus 15 million. Okay. The pension scheme surplus at 31st December 2005 is summarized as follows. Okay, So how we will do it? See, uh, my heading, assets, liabilities, net, man asset. Oh, just a second. Yeah, assets, liabilities, net, plan asset, ceiling adjustment, and finally net plan asset after ceiling adjustment. Net plan asset after ceiling adjustment. We do not use these short forms. I have a lower space on my page, so that's why I'm using the short forms. Okay, balance 1st January 2005 260. Liabilities balance is 200. Net plan asset 60. Ceiling adjustment negative 40. Net plan asset will be 20. Net interest at 5%, 13. Liabilities 10. Net plan asset before ceiling adjustment 3. Ceiling adjustment 2. Net plan asset after ceiling adjustment 1. Cash contribution. Cash contribution is only 21 and the net effect straight away 21. Benefits paid, asset negative 25, liabilities negative 25. That's it. Current service cost, liabilities 30 and net planned asset before ceiling adjustment negative 30. So negative 30 is the balance in the end. Then curtailment and settlement. Curtailment and settlement, asset 16, liability 28, net plan asset before ceiling adjustment 12, and that's it. 12. Now let's do the total. Uh, 253, 187, 66, 42, and 24. That's it. Now, the actuary has valued the scheme as a surplus of $47,242 minus 195 immediately after the curtailment, which would result in a remeasurement loss of 66 million minus 47 million, 19 million on 31st December 2005. However, the effect of the asset ceiling is that the pension scheme would only be recognized at a value of $24 million following the curtailment. Since the scheme is valued at the lower of the surplus of the scheme and the present value of the economic benefits in the form of refunds from the plan or reduction in future combination. The scheme will be restated to 25 million, a net gain of 25 million minus 24 million, that is 1 million, will be recognized in other comprehensive income. Right. With a defined contribution scheme, it is the employee who undertakes all of the risk should the pension plan not perform to expectations. Colombia would have no problem. Colombia would have no obligation, no obligation further to their contribution into the scheme. This means that provided the correct contribution have been paid into the scheme, no asset or liability would be recognized within their statement of financial position. The cash contribution of 0.5 billion are instead recognized as an expense in profit or loss. So that's it for this part of the question, and that's how they should be question should be drafted, right? Simple again approach, just applying the knowledge to the to the scenario, just connecting it with the scenario. That's it. That's how you need to do it.